I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where will my help come? My help comes from God, who made heaven and earth. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to this morning's service of worship at Wallingford's First Congregational Church. I'm Ron Graziani, and on behalf of the diaconate, I'm delighted we are here to worship together. If you're joining us for the first time, we extend a special welcome. I hope that you'll sign the guest book that's in the narthex. Also, there are cards in the pew rack that get more information about our church and our ministers.
Loving God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, for you are our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. For a very long time, perhaps the whole history of humanity, and in every setting, every culture of humanity, there has been this discussion of the concept of spirit. It meant different things to different people, but always there was a parallel understanding that there was a physical life, but there was also a spiritual life. And we know from our own journey, our own questioning, our own time, and the things that have happened along our path, that there is something inside us that is far more, far greater, far deeper than just the physical presence of who we are. There is an essence, a core, a spirit that enables us to be unique, each of us. And of course, we're challenged because we live in an age and in a moment, this human moment, when virtually everything about it is physical. Our six senses, all of our senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, all of the things we do, they're physical. But yet, we know from reading in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, the Hebrew Bible, the New Testament, that there is this strong concept of what it means to be spirit. And one of the most beautiful passages in the Bible, Psalm 139, has a set of verses in there that talks about God knowing us before we were woven together in our mother's womb. God knowing us. So this physical body in which we live and breathe and have our being, which enables our self-expression, becomes a house. As Paul writes, a tent in which the Spirit dwells. And the Spirit is a gift of God, a creation of God. And so we not only live a physical journey, but a spiritual journey. And we all, every one of us, have lost loved ones. And we all feel the pain, the heartache, the heartbreak of that loss in our lives because we miss that physical presence near to us. And it is such a challenge, such an incredible endeavor to realize that the Spirit lives and soars and returns to God. It's fascinating. In the Hindu tradition, there is this concept of the Spirit. And there is an image of a tree of life, great perhaps oak tree, and that tree of life might even be a symbol for the Creator, for the presence of God. And the understanding of the nature of the Spirit is that when it returns to God, to that great tree of life, the giver of life, it is something like a shimmering, shining crystal. And those crystals recoalesce, recollect around the giver of life. They hang on that great oak tree next to the source that enabled them to be. Fascinating image, and an image that I think challenges every one of us. Again, every culture, every setting of humanity has struggled yet yearned to understand the nature of the Spirit. And the Bible speaks of it so beautifully and magnificently. This week, I shared in a celebration of life, a funeral service for a family member of one of our church families. And a young man in the family came upon a reading. It's a reading I've never seen, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a wonderful reading. And it kind of lifts me, and I hope it might lift you as we think about our close family, our beloved ones, our dear friends who are no longer present with us. These words mean a lot. You can shed tears that he or she is gone, or you can smile because he or she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that they will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that they've left. Your heart can be because you cannot see them, or you can be full because of the love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember them only that they are gone, or you can cherish their memory and let them live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what they would want. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. I love the reading, and I have a feeling that we'll be making more copies of this to share with you along the way. The gift of the Spirit is an extraordinary gift, and that Spirit is the essence of God's breath, God's gift, God's being, shared with every one of us. Our spirits belong to God, and no one will ever rob them or take them away from the one who created them. Those spirits are God's. And when we end our journey, be it early in life or late in life, God, who loves us as we love our own children, gathers us to God's self. And we are gathered into that embrace. It is an embrace that is powerful and wonderful. As people have said to me